Hi, I wanted to share a few verses with you from Matthew. Matthew 11:28 through 30 says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." What I want you to understand from those few verses is that Jesus is rest, and Jesus is our rest. But before you can partake in the rest that Jesus is offering to us, we need to know that God knows the hurt that we're going through. God knows the weight of life that we are dealing with. It's hard to be vulnerable with God about your struggles and about the things that you're dealing with if you think that He can't relate, if you think that He doesn't understand or feel the hurt that you feel. And how is He supposed to help you if He doesn't know what's happening in your life? But God is so close to us. He is near to the brokenhearted, and He wants to be that rest. He wants to walk through life with us and carry the weight with us. And once we know that God knows what we're going through, we need to understand that He wants to help us through it. He doesn't just sit up in heaven on His throne looking at us, struggling, and say, "Wow, that's a messy out there." He is arms wide open, ready to receive all of the burdens and the weight that we are carrying and walk through it with us. He doesn't want us to be alone because we can't carry all of it alone. When I first read this scripture, I was a little confused about what a yoke was. I figured it was something that was helpful for us, but I wasn't sure what Jesus meant by it. So I digged a little deeper into what it was. And I think Jesus is using a metaphor that a yoke is a wooden plank that is carved specifically for the animal that it's going over. But it puts together two animals, two ox, two mules, and it's used to train them. And it keeps them side by side and on the same path. They usually pair an older ox, more trained, reliable, stronger, with a younger one that doesn't really know what it's doing yet. And what this allows the ox to do is the older ox takes the weight. It leads the younger one. So when the younger one's wanting to go this way, the older one's like, "No, we're going to stay on this path. We're going to stay the right way." And it helps him train up. I think what Jesus is wanting to do for us is be that older ox. He is wanting to carry the weight, the heavy weight of the burdens of life. And He's wanting to walk side by side with us through life and help us to learn which way to go and which way not to go, guide us through that. And we have to be submissive and, say, "Yes, okay, God, I will give you my burdens. I will obey you and let you take this weight from me. And I'll follow you wherever you go, right next to you, Jesus." I think for me, that's a little hard. I am pretty stubborn sometimes, and I'm in college right now. I'm busy, and so when I start feeling a weight, I immediately try to figure it out myself. I'll just sleep on it. I'll wait till later, or I'll wait to the very end of my breaking point until I go to Jesus. I'll wait till I finally cannot take any more and I am exhausted to finally go to Jesus and say, "Please help me through this. I can't do this on my own." I think what God is wanting from us is to be able to, as soon as we get that thought in our head that you're not good enough, or as soon as we feel that stress on our heart, as soon as we, go through that rejection and start to feel that weight, as soon as that comes in, He wants us to go to Him and say, "Jesus, I feel this and I need you to help me through this. I can't do this on my own." And when we do that, we can find rest, real rest, soul rest. He's not talking about rest, like taking a nap or going to chill with your friends, because that's momentarily distracting you from your burdens. That's not giving you rest for your souls and taking care of the problem. It's just distracting you from the problems. And Jesus is offering us something that's much deeper than just a 15-minute nap. He is wanting to walk through life with us, teach us his ways, teach us how to go through things and not be steered off the path of following God. He wants to allow us to feel burdens, but go through them strongly with him. And I think that's an offer we shouldn't deny. And I have to realize for myself that I cannot do it alone. So going through life, we need to be mindful that Jesus is right there, ready to help us through things.